So let's talk a little bit about redundancy. So does Pi support redundancy? Yes, it does, and it does through the Pi HA servers, which stands for high availability. So, one of the biggest needs for our customer base is the need to enforce data availability at all times, right? You want to be able to access the data that's in your Pi server no matter what. So the HA configuration that you see illustrated here is essentially a set of two redundant Pi server nodes that support failover and buffering and enable that data availability at 100%, right? So the two redundant Pi servers collectively that you see here are known as a Pi collective, and you can actually have more than two nodes, but in this case, you see that there's two of them. And depending on your needs, right, you can have several Pi redundant nodes that are part of the collective that have buffering configuration set up in place to give you greater control over the buffer layer, right, between your interface and your Pi servers. And these high availability architectures are actually available for all the components of the Pi system, not just the Pi server as a whole. And so what I mean by that is that you could have redundant configurations for specific components of your Pi server. Like you could have redundant Pi data archives or redundant Pi asset framework servers. You can even have redundant Pi visions if you wanted to as well. And it just depends on your need, right? You don't need to set up redundant high availability servers for your entire Pi system. And the goal with these architectures is to provide continuous access to your data through unplanned or even unplanned outages, right? So with an HA configuration, you can accommodate the failure, whatever it is, on one of your redundant components because you have the other redundant component that's ready for failover in case that happens. So overall, I would say that the HA servers can, confer several benefits, and these include, improved reliability, you have failover capabilities, scalability enhancements, and, you can even support workload balancing if needed.